Hello, Goffstown. Hello, New Hampshire. Hello, America. This is Double D Sports Banter's Fall Wrap-Up Edition. And for those of you who don't know, I'm David Wright. That's Dylan Skinner. And we're here to bring you the latest in Goffstown High School sports news.
As always, we can be seen on our Twitter page at Double D Sports Banter, my YouTube channel, and of course here on Goffstown Television.
Mm-hmm. And as some of our loyal viewers may know, we have had video footage on some of our past episodes. But come playoff time, the NHIAA does not allow anyone to take footage of games or use footage for games on shows like this. So it would be illegal to use that footage. We'd love to show you, but we can't.
That's right.
Boys soccer.
Our first topic on this evening is going to be boys soccer. And what?
We went 12-7 on the
Four.
season. We were a semifinal team, Final Four. We have our Final Four apparel on.
That's right.
We were a 7 seed. In the first round, we beat Pembroke Spartans 4-1. Goals by Peter Stekwich and Sam Heidenreich helped us to victory. In the quarterfinals, we visited the 2 seed Co-Brown Bears. We upset them on their home field, 4-3 in overtime.
They were 15-1 in the regular season, so
15-1
quite the
regular
upset.
season, yep. Back and forth type game. Really bad weather, like probably 10 degrees with wind chill, rainy, cold. But it was nice to get out there with a victory. And then in the Final Four, we played the 6-seeded Sabres of Sauhegan. We fell 1-0. They're a very good team.
They are.
But we definitely missed a lot of chances. And it's a little tough to talk about, but it is what it is.
Overall picture of the season, shouting out individual players, we had Colin Gonzalez and Sam Heidenreich on second team All-State, as well as Kyle Core and Max Chambers with an honorable mention in the All-State department. So that's congratulations to those players. And looking into next year, I think that it's definitely going to be a rebuilding year. With the loss of 16 seniors, it's going to be interesting to see where the leadership come from. I know Peter Sekovic and Will Baggs have been on the team for 2 years already, so we'll look for leadership out of them, as well as Sam Heidenreich as one of the proficient goal scorers. So we'll see how they do next year.
And speaking of leadership, we were actually able to catch up with Coach Randy Levering, who will be leading them next year. So let's take a look at what he had to say. We are here with our boys soccer coach, Randy Levering. Now, Coach, going to the semifinal game against Sauhegan, obviously you could put your finger on many things that went wrong, or many things that cost us a game. But if you could put your finger on one specific thing, what would you say?
I think we just had some chances, and we were unable to put the ball in net when we had our chances. And Sauhegan, being a good team, they were able to get that one goal. And it was hard, it was the last 10 minutes, so it was tough to kind of fight back. Yeah, just our chances, I think.
Now, reflecting on the whole entire year, about midway through the season, we moved Jake Gagnon to the back, and he was right there with Brendan Hall, 2 rocks in the back. How do you think that helped us through the rest of the year?
That was huge, and it's funny because over the past years, it's always been something. You start at one point, and you usually don't finish where you start. And obviously, Jake was a big part of that movement. And I think Jake could have played anywhere on the field. I think he did. He scored a goal for us early in the year, playing up top, and then put him in the back. He's a good soccer player, and he knows the game, and he's fearless. He doesn't get hurt. He runs through things. He makes good decisions. So I think that was huge for us, kind of just to get everything right where we wanted to be. Yeah.
Also, reflecting on the whole entire year, we always came from behind in the games.
Never easy.
Never easy.
How did that affect you on the sidelines?
Well, for me personally, the first couple times it was hard, but I think with our senior leadership was a big part of us our heads not dropping. So if it did happen later in the season, I didn't think it was over. Even the Co-Brown game, it was such an up and down game. We were down, we were tied, we were down, we were tied, we were up, we were tied, and then we ended up winning. It was tough at first, but I think a big part of that is because of our seniors that were on the team and just being older, being around the game a little bit. I think they understood that it's not over till that final whistle. So that's even with the Sauhegan game. I felt like 10 minutes. We did it once against them. We can maybe do it again. So it was all right.
It can be tough, but coming out of the season, what is one thing you'll take from the season specifically that you move forward? Maybe one on and maybe one off the field.
I think the biggest thing that pops out to me is the group of kids. I mean, we did have a lot of seniors, but they were really, really good kids. I remember when it came time to nominate players for All-State. It happens kind of early in the season. But it's like, wow. Like, we had a lot of kids that were the same. They were all good kids. They were all good players. No outstanding superstars that could just take over a game. But all the kids on and off the field were like really good kids. Never had any issues with anything. So for me, that's probably the best part of the year, is just getting to know the guys, being with them for 2 hours every day. And you see them in school, which is helpful. But just a great group of kids. Yeah.
Well, that's all we have, and we thank you very much for joining us.
Right on.
Thank you.
Banter on, fellas. Banter on.
We will.
All right.
Thank you very much, Coach Lovering, for taking your time out of your day to join us. We appreciate that. And changing gears, we're going to give 2 individual students here in Goffstown a shout-out as they sign their national letter of intent this weekend. Starting, we're going to go Sam Sheeran, 4-year lacrosse player. He played for Lehigh. He's going to go play for Lehigh in the Patriot League, a very, very prestigious institution there. He's been on the lacrosse team for 4 years, led them to championship losses the last 2 years. Yep. Been on All-State sophomore and junior year. Definitely going to be one of the better players in the division this year. So we'll see how that goes for him. Congratulations to Sam.
And Principal McBride had mentioned that Lehigh had been ranked as high as number 13 in the country in Division I, so a very, very good program. And now as far as female athletes go, we had Nicole Nanoff sign her national letter of intent to play at Merrimack College, a Division II school in the Northeast 10. Nicole was Division II Softball Player of the Year last year at Goffstown. She's been a 4-year starter on varsity, or will be a 4-year starter on varsity, and a key cog for that team. So very well deserved from Nicole and her family, and as well as Sam. And it's quite an impressive feat how they're representing Goffstown High School.
And a lot of people didn't know, but Tanner Putnam also signed his national letter of intent this weekend. It wasn't filmed or in the school, but he also signed it to play Franklin Pierce. He was going to be one of the better pitchers in Division II this year for Goffstown baseball. So another shout out to Tanner Putnam.
Speaking of Nicole Nanoff, she was actually first-team All-State for girls soccer this year as well. And now the girls soccer team was a 7 seed entering the tournament. They defeated Sauhegan in the first round. And in the quarterfinals, they ran into a very tough John Stark Generals team. That was a 2 seed. John Stark actually went all the way to the championship game and lost by 1. So Goffstown was a good team, but so was John Stark. They ran into a wall. First-year coach Matt Wiley did a great job with the girls this year. And that's just experience you can take into next year. They lose a decent amount of seniors, I believe 6 or 7, but they definitely have a key core of people coming back with Peyton McBride, Sam Woodward,
Sarah
Cuddy. I think they'll be in good shape next year.
Yep. Also, girls volleyball. Speaking of teams that ran into tough walls, they are seventh seeded and coming into the tournament. They had a downside at the end of the season. They were up and toward the 3 or 4 seeds in the middle of the year, and then toward the end they kind of decreased. They ended up not winning a game in the playoffs, but it was a very close game. They lost to Bedford, who was the 10 seed. Upset, but it was really 2 even teams playing each other. They went to the fifth set of the game. It was great to watch. I think Renee Rogenbuck deserves a shout out, first team All-State, one of the better players in the division in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And next year, I think they are losing Renee, but only
3 seniors.
Only 3 seniors in total. So I think that team's gonna be very strong next year, and they're definitely gonna be interesting to watch. Maybe definitely another playoff team in the run.
They're very senior loaded next year, and if they can keep up what they started the first half of this season, all of next year they'll be in good shape. Definitely potential top 4 seed, and once you get to the playoffs, they'll be very dangerous.
Also, cross country was the 2nd place team in the division this year, and we actually got a chance to speak to 2 of their leading runners, Matt Shaw and Jackson Brannon, and let's take a look what they had to say.
We are here with cross-country members Jackson Brennan and Matt Shaw, and now the cross-country team came in 2nd in states this year. Why was that? Why was this year you came in 2nd? What was different as opposed to other years? Either one, you can start.
I think this year we had a really strong team chemistry. It was a smaller group of guys. I think we only had 12, but we all bonded together really well, and we worked together real well. And I think that is probably what was most important in contributing to our success.
Okay.
Also, last year, Andy McGibbon, he gave us a really good head start. We were 5th last year, so, we were 2nd this year, but they don't, talk about last year. Last year was a great team. I think that really helped us, be ready for this year.
Okay.
And do you guys think that, talking about last year, do you guys think that the experience last year helped you out this year at all?
Oh, I definitely think so. Yeah, I think this year I want to say maybe 6 of the 7 guys that actually ran at the state meet had previously run at the state meet before, so that experience I think really helped carry them through the full 5K and to help run fast times at a tough dairy field course.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, he really followed in Andy's footsteps. He became a great leader, and I think that helped a lot.
And Matt, this is directly towards you. How would you sum up your 4 years of cross country here?
Oh, it's been an incredible experience. I think that if I could go back and do it again, I definitely would. The friends that I've made, the coaches that I've had, just everybody has helped me so much grow as a runner, but also as an individual. Helping with my schoolwork it's been a great experience for me.
Mm-hmm. And now this one's for Jackson. You've obviously made All-State as a sophomore and ran the Meet of Champions as well. What are your expectations, at least for next year and the rest of your high school career?
Well, the biggest thing is, mileage-wise, I've been starting out slow the next few years. I want to pump that up, and, I really want to get my stamina. Because my first 2 miles are fast, and then I die down. I really want to be able to finish strong next year and be able to contend with the top runners.
Okay. Well, that's all we have, and we thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Matt and Jackson, for joining us. We love to have you on set. That was awesome. And changing gears, we're going to talk about the field hockey team. They were 11 seed going into the playoffs. They played 6 seed Milford. They ended up losing 4-1. It was a decently played game. I think that they had a pretty good season overall.
Yep.
Injuries definitely prone that team. They had senior captain Alicia Minnick out for a lot of the year. Olivia St. Jean hurt herself midway through the year, and Ellie Sudak did as well. So I think that definitely hurt them. Loss of goalie too, that may have definitely hurt them in the playoff time. Also, they had Olivia St. Jean and Tori Florence made first team All-State, as well as Tori Stout made second team All-State. So special congratulations to those 3 girls. Great job on the season.
Mm-hmm. Good season for them. You don't like to make excuses, but injuries definitely hurt them. Jess Brown, when we talked to her at our season preview, I knew they had the potential, but they kind of got derailed a little bit. But going forward, I believe they lost 7 seniors, but they have a good junior class going forward. With
Olivia St. Jean made first team All-State this year, so she definitely have a good senior season.
Along with Sydney Dubois, Shaughnessy Benoit, Katie Busiak.
Yep.
I think they'll be in good shape next year. And now transitioning to football. Football did not make the playoffs, but they were in Division I and did compete in every single game they played this year. They finished the season 5-4, which is a great improvement over last year's under 500 record. Even though they didn't make the playoffs, where they did play the spoiler role. In their last game of the season, they played Manchester Memorial and won 27-0. But Manchester Memorial had to win that game to get in the playoffs, so Goffstown prevented that. As far as individual highlights, All-State doesn't get released until after the whole football season is concluded, so we don't have that. But Casey Gervais, Connor Bork,
Christian Marquis
on the offensive side of the ball played really well, along with Sam Sharon. On the defensive side of the ball,
Cam Bond is a good
Cam
linebacker.
Bond, you had Ian Ruthier, as well as Christian Marquis, who played both sides of the ball, that played really well. We talked to Coach Tuft for our first 3 episodes during the season, and you knew he was impressed. There are some games they let get away, but you knew he could take some positives, and the improvement in D1 shows a lot. They can compete with any single program. It doesn't matter about population size. It doesn't matter how many kids you have. They can compete with the powers like Exeter, Concord, Portsmouth, everything. So it was a good season for them. But as far as fall sports as a whole, good season for everyone. We had cross country come in 2nd place in Division I states. We had the boys soccer team reach the semifinals. We had the volleyball and soccer teams reach the quarterfinals. So it was a good fall season overall.
I think so.
And we were glad we could be with you for that journey. But don't think we're done yet. We have some winter episodes coming up. So for now, there will be a little break before we see you again.
Yep.
But
I'd also like to give a special shout out to Team Whiteout. Played in the San Diego's wiffle ball tournament. You guys know who you are, so great job there.
Well, we enjoyed covering all the fall sports, and we enjoyed our viewers. But we'll see you in the winter. So until then, keep on keeping on.